Wearing number 5, Arthur Greenfield. Wearing number 6, Caleb Lowe. Wearing number 7, Quinn McDermott. Wearing number 8, George Munema. Wearing number 9, AJ Kruger. Wearing number 10, Amen Hetherington. Wearing number 12, John Manuel Morales. And wearing number 14, Henrik Bingman. Ladies and gentlemen, the Mount Greylock Mounties. And now, ladies and gentlemen, it's time for your Pope Francis Cardinals. At midfield, wearing number 7, the sophomore, Ryan Davis. On the defense and wearing number 17, the sophomore, Andrew Ferreira. On the defense and wearing number 14, the sophomore, Jonathan Gonzalez. On the defense and wearing number 21, the senior, Connor Andrick. On the defense, wearing number 20, the freshman, Joseph Orzelak. At forward, wearing number 11, the senior, Richard Roy. On the defense, wearing number 4, the junior, Bryce Russ. At midfield, wearing number 6, the senior, Jack Termel. On the defense, wearing number 9, the senior, Michael Lansky. At forward, wearing number 23, the senior, Cameron Vidobelli. And wearing number 1, the senior goalkeeper, Alberto Trujillo. Ladies and gentlemen, your Pope Francis Cardinals. And now, ladies and gentlemen, at this time, if you could all please rise, remove your caps, and direct your attention to the American flag located near our scoreboard for the playing of our national anthem. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you. And good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to Pope Francis, as today the Pope Francis Cardinals take on the Mount Greylock Mounties. I'm AJ Gonzalez, the voice of the Cardinals, bringing you this live, exclusive action right here on Pope Prep. Today, it's the first game for Pope Francis since that devastating loss on Friday night to Longmeadow. Looking to avenge the loss are the Pope Francis Cardinals today. Mount Greylock, they'll be wearing the whites today. They're looking to beat the Cardinals on this hallowed turf. Today, ladies and gentlemen, is sunny. It is a Wednesday afternoon. Looking forward to a good game of soccer here, along with Mr. Jeffrey today. We are pumped and thrilled to be able to bring you another game right here on Pope Prep. Cardinals, to start this game, will be moving from left to right. Mount Greylock will be moving from right to left. Cardinals in net today, the senior keeper, Alberto Trulio, led in that one by accident versus Longmeadow. Today we'll be looking back to get up there and make the save. Ladies and gentlemen, Cardinal fans around the globe, Cardinal Nation, let's fly. We're ready to go today. Mount Greylock coming in. Once again, trying to beat these Cardinals who have only one loss this season. It was a devastating one on Friday night. They had that game. I was talking to some of the players afterwards. They knew they had it, but they just let in one. And it was one too many as Longmeadow took advantage. Meanwhile, Rich Roy will try to start this game off with a bang. And that would be a capital B bang, but that one did go out of bounds. Unfortunately, it'll be a throw-in instead for Pope Francis. It'll be the freshman Orzelak throwing it in, looking and trying to find Mr. Ryan Davis. But it went just past him, but it rolls back to Orzelak. Orzelak trying to move in the Russ over to Davis. Davis trying to make a play, but Trammell will try to help him instead. Here's Jack Trammell, a shot, a beamer off the top crossbar. And the goalie could not find it for Mount Greylock. That was Dan Warren who tried to find it, but the save was eventually made by the top crossbar. So that'll keep this game 0-0. Again, folks, thank you for joining us. Reminder to like and subscribe to our content. Subscribe to the channel, rather. You can stream us anywhere you go, anytime, anywhere. It's Pope Prep, ladies and gentlemen. You know the drill. This is where the champions play. 0-0 here early on. Just getting set here. Wednesday afternoon/evening, beautiful skies, sunny skies indeed, nice temperature, feels like a nice fall day. Leaves starting to change, leaves even starting to fall off some of those trees outside. Makes us think that we are totally in the fall sports season. We're in sweatshirt weather already, ladies and gentlemen. Can't believe it. Summer went by fast, but we're back here for fall as Mike Wolanski, the money man, will try to move it into Jonathan Gonzalez, the sophomore, getting the start on the defense today. Gonzalez moving in the round, trying to find Trammell. Trammell trying to find up to Rich Roy. Roy will just do a little chip pass to Orzelak. Got to make sure he's on sides. He'll stop. He'll shake it back to Big A, Andrew Ferreira. Big Andy will move it back over to Trammell. Trammell over to Davis. Davis trying to do just a little bit of the shake and the bake. And he'll chip it back. Here comes Gonzalez. Gonzalez trying to shove him into the turf. He's shaking and baking, trying to break those ankles is Mr. Gonzalez, but Wolanski will try to move it up, trying to find Russ. Roy trying to get in there as well. That one will pop up in the air. Davis is going to have to let it bounce. Gonzalez will try to help him out with a header. Davis will try to take it instead. Here's Davis trying to move it into Andrick. Andrick back over to Ferreira. Here's Big A. Moving it up to Rich Roy. Roy trying to find Orzelak, but it will sail out of bounds. JV squaring off on the practice field with Mount Greylock as well. As Pope Francis now will try to make a play. Here's Wolanski. Wolanski will just pop it up in the air, trying to hit Vitavelli. Vitavelli will try to make a play, but before he can, whistle blows, and the play
will be whistled down. This Cardinal team, they showed signs of progression, if I must say, on Friday night. They had Longmeadow, had them. It was very, very close. One break in the Cardinal forte, one break in the Big Red Machine, and Longmeadow made them pay for it. Pope Francis trying to bounce back on the home turf today. Fans still piling into this one. 4:30 start. Cardinals today were out on a remote day, so interesting for the students. See if they'll come out to this one or just try to stay home, get a day of rest in the busy work week for the Cardinals. Gonzalez will try to make a play. Wolanski instead will try to help him out, trying to dish it up to Vitavelli, but unfortunately for Mount Greylock, it goes off Noah Klompus' cleat, and it rolls out of bounds as Gonzalez will throw it in. Here's Mike Wolanski. Wolanski's got it over to Trammell. Davis now will take it. Around midfield. Davis moving it up to Russ. Bryce Russ with the shake and the bake, but instead it's a turf for Mr. Russ. So he is the first victim of the turf today. Andrick trying to make a play. Andrick sends a man to the turf too, so turf times 2 for us here thus far. Pope fans still piling into this one. Just about 5 minutes through. Cardinals, Mount Greylock, trying to feel each other out like two heavyweight boxers, Mr. Jeffrey. Trying to see who's going to give in first, who's going to put the number 1 on the scoreboard. Mount Greylock will throw it in. Rich Roy's got it. Roy trying to find Davis somewhere, but instead Mount Greylock will take it. And now here's Davis. Davis trying to move it up quickly. Here's Cam Vitavelli. Vitavelli trying to make a play. He's got a clear path to the goal on the shot, and it's a save made there by Dan Warren, but he gives up a rebound. Cardinals will try to get something going again. We'll have to get on sides first as Big A and Andy will try to take it. Instead, it will roll onto the cleats of Orzelak. Orzelak will just stutter and stop. Put on the X-ray vision and find Trammell. Trammell will kick it back over to Andrick. Andrick, ooh, nice spin move there. Andrick, I think you shaked and baked me just for watching that. Man, oh man, my eyes took a beat down on that one as the Cardinals now will try to move it up. Trying to do it through Rich Roy. Orzelak will try to keep it in, but it's just out of his outstretched reach. It rolls out of bounds. And it will be the Mounties ball. Andrick. Pope Francis trying to move it up. Here's Rich Roy with speed. Roy down the left side. He's got it. Trying to do a little chip pass. He'll get it back. Roy, he's going to try to cut it to the middle before he can. Mount Greylock was in the way. It'll be a corner coming in for Pope Francis. It'll be Ryan Davis instead taking the first corner. So, corner coming in for Ryan Davis. Davis trying to just lob it in, but the shot goes through the field goal posts and not into the soccer net. So, Pope Francis now gonna have to make a play. As it'll be a goal kick coming in. Pope Francis will try to make the play. Trammell will just try to keep it in. Oh, we got a little bit of a movement of the camera here. Sorry about this, folks. Mr. Jeffrey is on top of the press box trying to move the camera. So that's why looks like you're in a UFC match right now with the soccer game. And they'll trying to figure it out, trying to make the broadcast better all in all. Is Mr. Jeffrey, as Davis will take it now. Here's Mike Wolanski. Wolanski's got it. Wolanski trying to hit Gonzalez. Jonathan Gonzalez, the sophomore sensation. trying to move it over to Volansky. Volansky, ooh, a nice move. Nice passing here from Pope Francis. Gonzalez trying to move it up, but that one was to no one. And we have a timeout for Mount Greylock. So, Mount Greylock will take this situation and try to get organized here on the road. Pope Francis will just slow down a bit. 31:40 left to go in the first half. We'll be back in a flash. Stay tuned. Pope Prep. We'll be back in a flash. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. Cardinals, Mount Greylock, 0-0 thus far. We fixed the cage match. You're out of the cage now. Match is over. The fight's over. It was a draw, according to the judges, as Pope Francis and Mount Greylock do battle here on this Wednesday afternoon. Here's Rich Roy. Roy immediately trying to find Orzelak. So some things that have stood out to me, at least through these first nine-ish minutes. Pope Francis' speed. I mean, you see Rich Roy and Orzelak maybe moving Orzelak up a bit from his usual defense spot to midfield was something that is helping these Pope Francis Cardinals. So that's something to keep your eyes on. Playing with using more Orzelak up the field as Gonzalez will take it now. Here's Jonathan. Oof, that was a steep one off Noah Klumpus' cleat. Heard that bang from here. As Termel tries to move it up. Instead, it'll be Andrick just playing it in. Trying to hit Termel. Termel will move it back to Big A. Here's Andy. Andy's got it. Moving up the left side quickly. Here he comes. Trying to find a middleman in Cam Vitavelli, but that one will roll back. Here's Termel. Termel trying to make a quick play, but before he can, referees will stop play. Termel trying to find Davis. Ryan Davis trying to keep it in, trying to find Russ. Here's Bryce Russ back to Andy. Andy Ferreira trying to move it into Davis, but before he can, the flag is up. Offsides is called. Bad pass here by Greylock, and a shot by Russ. Oh, and a big save is made there by Greylock. Didn't even see it coming. Bryce Russ intercepted that pass from Greylock and fired it just barely into the gloves of the netminder, Dan Warren. So, save made by Warren. Corner kick coming in for the Cardinals. It'll be Mr. Ryan Davis taking the corner once again. That'll be the second corner of the game for the Cardinals, and second for Mr. Ryan Davis. So Davis, the sophomore, transfer from Belchertown, will kick it in, trying to find something in the box, but not much to be had as it'll roll back to Orzelak. Orzelak will just try to fire something in on the floor, or on the turf, I should say, as Orzelak now will try to move it over to Andy. Orzelak's got it again. He's had his fingerprints all over this game. Termel trying to do something, but just too much of Mount Greylock and not enough of Pope. As Andrick will take it now. Here's Connor. Connor's got it. Moving it back to Andy. Andy just doesn't know really what to do. He's just going to have to lob it up and say a prayer to Gonzalez. Gonzalez will use a header. Trying to move it over to Davis, but before he can, Greylock was there to intercept it, and now they'll try to take it up the field as Termel takes the turf. Fans looking for a call. They won't get one. Greylock trying to move it again, and Andrick will now just Try to move it up the field. Trying to find Rich Roy maybe, potentially, as he'll eventually roll out of bounds. As Orzelak will try to move it into Andy. Andy will try to move it up to Vito. Vito's got a good scoring chance here, but eventually it'll be Dan Warren covering up. 0-0 is our score in case you're just joining us. It's been a series of good chances for Pope Francis to start this game. Even a crossbar in the first minute as Gonzalez tries to do a bicycle kick into the air. Takes a little bit of a taste of a turf there, but good effort there by Mr. Gonzalez nonetheless. Be a goal kick coming in for the Cardinals. It'll be Andrick. Davis trying to do something here. They cannot. Mount Greylock will take it instead. Cardinals trying to get it back, and Orzelak will have to go back to his usual spot on the defense. And it'll just roll out of bounds. Throw-in coming in. Cardinals have to clear it out. Bit of chaos here. Cardinals trying to move it up. Davis trying to make a play. Gonzalez up to Davis. Here's Vito. Cam Vito tries to do a little bit of the spin in the Rama, but it's nowhere near up. As Cardinals now will try to make the play again. Andrick will just let it roll to Trulio, and he'll cover up and make the save. Trulio will kick it deep. Trying to find Orzelak, but the pass is intercepted by Greylock. Mounty's got it. Here's Davis. Pope Francis trying to make a play. Here's Rich. Rich has got it. Trying to hit Jonathan. Here's Johnny moving it up to Tramel. Here's Rich. Rich trying to move it up, trying to fire something in on goal. And Andrick will just let it sail out. Cardinal substitution coming into the game. Number 10, Cody Martins. Coming out of the game. Number 11, or excuse me, number 14, Jonathan Gonzalez. So Cardinals did a bit of confusion on me there. Trying to do the substitutions now, trying to give the fans a better game experience, but Cardinals now will try to move it up, trying to get a little bit of the lady luck on their side, but instead, roll back. Now Pope Francis. And we'll try to move it up the field once again. Andy trying to make a play. It'll roll out of bounds before. Here's Martins. Martins has got it. Trying to move it up now is Pope Francis. Here's Turmel. Jack moving it up to Cody. Cody, fresh legs coming into the game for Pope Francis. Martins trying to fire it in. Cover up and a save is made by Dan Warren. Turmel, nice spinorama near midfield. Trying to hit Orzelak left side. He's been working all night. Orzelak trying to move it up, but it'll roll onto the track. Substitution for your Pope Francis Cardinals coming into the game. Number 2, Nick Dias. Coming off, number 11, the senior, Rich Roy. Andrick. Andrick's got it, trying to move it over to Russ. Russ moving it back to Wolanski. Wolanski trying to do something, but cannot. Turmel trying to move it into Martins. There's Cody. Moving it back up to Turmel. Turmel's got it. Martins over to Dias. Here's Nick Dias. Moving it back over to Davis. Back over to Russ. Over to Wolanski. Back to Davis again. Davis moving into Andrick. Andrick over to the big A. Andy. Andy's got it. Moving over to Turmel. Turmel, Orzelak. Orzelak back to Turmel. Turmel, he's got something to stop on a dime. Trying to fire it in the Vitavelli. And a shot. And a save is made by Dan Warren. So the header from Vitavelli was a no-no, as Mr. Warren said, aha, I got it. Cardinals trying to fly to the ball now. That'll be Mr. Orzelak going in there head first, trying to get there, but cannot. There's Martins. Martins has got it. There's Cody. Going to make a play. He's got Dias, but not for long as Dias loses it. That turf monster, man, I tell you, it's a tough one. The Cardinal turf. There's Pope Francis. Not as many fans here today as there was on Friday. Then again, that was family night. That was a Friday fun day, once in a year type of thing. But maybe not once in a year. We may do that sometime again. Wink, wink. Russ trying to move it up the field now. Here's Bryce. Twisting and turning and trying to move it up to Martin's left side. He's got Cody still on sides. Trying to find it back to Turmel. Here's Turmel, a shot. Oh, and a save and a rebound. Russ trying to put in leftovers, and a shot. It's a save again made by Dan Warren. So Russ had it. He had the opportunity to bank the Cardinals onto a 1-0 lead behind his back, but just unable to meet the challenge. We'll try to get it back now, along with Andrick. Davis will just look up into the Cardinals' sun. It's going to blind your eyes there around midfield. That's exactly where he was. As the Cardinals will try to get it back again. Andy moving it up to Russ. Russ over to Turmel. Here's Jack Turmel. Over to Martins. Martins back to Davis. Davis. Here comes Pope Francis. Orzelak. Orzelak. We'll just fire it out of bounds. It'll be a corner kick coming in. Yep. It's going to hit one of those cones on the softball field, is that? So it'll be Davis's third corner of the game. And the Cardinals' third corner of the game. Shot here. Get turned away. It'll roll back to Davis. Over to Ozolak. Here's Joe. Oh, makes a man taste the turf. Went in head first onto that turf. Yum, yum, says the turf. Coming into the game for your Pope Francis Cardinals, number 22, Jason Reiser. Coming off, number 23, Cam Vitavelli. So about 17 and change left to go. Pope Francis trying to move it up. Over to Trammell. Here's Russ. Bryce Russ has got it. Oh, and he gets taken down to the turf. Refs see it, and he'll get the free kick. Hope he's okay. He's holding that knee. Looks like he's fine. Uh-oh, he's still a little stumbly, but he appears to be in a little bit of pain, but he's okay. Looks like it. Russ trying to move it in. Dias. Andrick's trying to find it now. Here's Davis. Over to Andy. Andy's got it again. Orzelak. Joe Orzelak trying to move it into Davis. Ryan Davis. Dias has got it. There's Dias. Dias trying to find Jason Reiser with those fresh legs. Reiser's going to try to make a play. But a cover-up's going to be eventually made by Dan Warren. So thanks to our statistician tonight, Mr. Jeffrey, we have found out that Mount Greylock's record is 2-3-2. So they've put up quite the challenge as the Shiers put on net, and the save is made. That was a nice throw in. Oh, my goodness. It must be a quarterback in his spare time. Mr. Dan Warren is. As Dias will try to win the foot race. So they're playing the Cardinals good here on this home turf. It'll be a goal kick again for Dan Warren and the crew from Mount Greylock. Trammell trying to do something. Instead it'll be Wolanski. Wolanski trying to find Trammell. Here's Trammell. Trying to find Davis maybe. Andrick's got it. Trying to move it up to Wolanski. Bad pass there. It's quickly intercepted by Mount Greylock. Here comes Declan Rogers. Rogers for Greylock trying to do something. Shimmers off the kneecap of Mr. Mike Wolanski. I believe we're going to have a corner coming in for Greylock. Trying to move it in, a corner and a shot, and the header goes just past the net.
in for your Pope Francis Cardinals, number 8, Sam Graham. Coming off the field, number 2, Nick Dias.
Pope Francis now trying to move it in. Here's Jason Reiser. Reiser trying to move it in. Can't for long. Cardinals will take it now. Pope Francis now. Trying to move it around. Here's Ondrick. Over to Reiser. Back to Mr. Sam. Sam trying to move it up to Reiser. He's got a clean break. Here comes Jason. Trying to do something. And just at the last second. Now Greylock is able to get in and steal it from Mr. Reiser. So good scoring chance there for Mr. Jason. But at the end of the day, he's got nothing to show for it as Andy is going to get a whistle. Hard-nosed soccer players, Mr. Andy. And for that, the refs don't really like him. As meanwhile, Mount Greylock's going to try to move it up the field. Here they come, trying to cross it to the middle. A shot and a save made by Trulio. Big save, rebound. That one, I think, went off of Orzelak. I'm not even sure where that went. Did I go off Trulio or Ferreira's back? I'm not even sure. The Cardinals get a break there. A big save by Trulio originally, but it's going to be another corner coming in for Greylock. So Greylock have put the pedal to the metal here tonight. They're not backing down from the challenge of Pope Francis. Cardinals now trying to move it up. Here's Davis. Davis trying to hit Jason. Here's Reiser. Moving it back to Trammell. Here's Trammell. Nice shake and bake. Here's Jack. Jack trying to move it up to Jason. Look at Jason, man. Just trying to make a play. Got to feel bad for him on that breakaway, Mr. Jeffrey, huh? He had it. Had it right there, and then that Mount Greylock player just came in out of nowhere. Didn't even see it coming. Cardinals trying to make a play. Here's Jack Trammell. Cardinals again will try to do something. Before they can, whistle will blow.
Coming into the game for the Pope Francis Cardinals, number 3, Owen Trammell. Number 23, Cam Vitavelli. And coming off here, Pope Francis Cardinals, number 22, Jason Reiser. And number 20, Joseph Orzelak.
Trammell trying to make the play. So now this is going to be a confusion for you folks at home if I don't tell you about what just happened. So substitution came in. It's Owen Trammell coming in. So the Trammell family bloodline continues to run wild throughout this school as the Trammells just invaded Pope Francis. There's so many Trammells. As it's Owen Trammell and Jack Trammell. So Owen Trammell is number 3. He's the sophomore. And Jack Trammell is the senior. He's number 6 at the midfield position. They're both midfielders, so that's going to be fun to commentate for the rest of this game. Can't wait. Here's Cody Martins. Martins trying to move it up to Russ. Russ with speed. Here comes Bryce Russ flying down the right side of the field. Oh, and he shoves a man in the turf again. That right side of the field is Bryce Russ's favorite side of the turf. He has shoved more players off the turf than I can think of. Mr. Bryce Russ. Man, oh man. He knows how to shake and bake, break those ankles, and send people flying to the turf. And when he makes somebody send somebody onto the turf, it's not just a little tap onto the turf. He sends them 10 yards the other way. Jeepers creeps for Mr. Bryce Russ. Whistle will blow again. Sun has gone away. Means that the night is coming closer now. Closer and closer. Indeed. Oh, sun's back right when I say that. I'm not a weatherman for a reason. I just commentate the games. That's it. I just go 80 minutes a night for these soccer games, and that's it. Pope Francis now trying to get it back, and they do with Davis. Here's Ryan Davis. He's going to chip it back to Martins. Here's Cody. Cody trying to just move it up. He's got it again. Trying to get some help with Davis. Davis just trying to fight through. Oh, nice shake and bake there by Ryan Davis, ladies and gentlemen. So Davis, again, interesting story coming in from Belchertown. He's been quite the player for them. As Turmel will try to move it up to Vitavelli, but before they can, Mount Greylock will just clear away. I believe it's going to be another corner for Pope Francis. And the Cardinal substitution coming in, Rich Roy, and coming off, Andrew Ferrer.
Coming into the game for your Pope Francis Cardinals, number 11, Rich Roy, and coming off, number 17, Andrew Ferrer.
Corner coming in, high and deep. Cardinals will still try to find it. Here's Martin just trying to keep it on the ground, but that one had nothing on it. There's Greylock trying to move it in for Pope Francis. Instead, Pope Francis will take it, rather. Again, I'm having a rough day. I'm still on that remote day schedule, Mr. Jeffrey. Yep. Yep. Still on that remote day schedule. Don't know if the sun's away. Yep. It's a remote day. Cam Vitavelli's got it. I know that, at least, on the left side. Yep. Here's Owen Turmel. Turmel's got it. Moving over to Martins. Turmel will try to help him out again. Turmel to Turmel. That's going to be confusing. Jack Turmel's got it. Here's Jack. Back up to Owen. Owen Turmel. Trying to get there. Owen Turmel just trying to do something, but before he can, the whistle will blow. I believe we got a corner coming in. Be the fifth of the game, if so, and I believe it will be Ryan Davis's fifth turn at the corner kick. So, a corner kick specialist. That's going to be his new gig. I come up with a nickname for Mr. Davis. The corner kick kid? I don't know. I have to ask him about that. Davis will give it a kick. Cardinals looking for the header, a shot. It'll roll back again. Andrick. Davis trying to blast it in again, but the save is made by Dan Warren. Wolanski trying to find it. It'll roll out of bounds. Throw-in coming in for the visitors, as that one will go out of bounds. It'll be the Mount Greylock crew wanted a corner, but they didn't get one. Be a goal kick instead.
Coming into the game for your Pope Francis Cardinals, number 18, the senior, Jonathan Williams. And coming off, number 7, Ryan Davis.
Here's Russ. Russ, big kick. 50-yard line power for him. And Vitavelli will try to make a play. He's going to look for some help, however. Roy trying to get there. Russ trying to move it over to Sam Graham. Sam Graham trying to give it a helping hand. Cannot. Troy will throw it in now. Roy just trying to move it in. Martins. Cardinals just trying to put it in on goal. Cannot. 2 and change left to go in this first half. Coming up, we got the Pope Francis halftime show. Bringing it up to you from the booth, or from the press box, I should say. Booth is more of a fancier term, but it's the press box. We'll bring it to you live up here from the press box in about 2 minutes and change. Coming up, Pope Francis halftime. Stay tuned for that. But more importantly, we have some business to take care of in this first half. About 2 minutes remaining. Cardinals trying to end the half with a bang, trying to get the 1-0 lead that could determine the fate of the game. As Vitavelli will try to get there. Here's the break that he needs. Vitavelli trying to find it, but not for long. As Mount Greylock will take it, but not for long do they have it. As the Cardinals will get it back. Here's Martins. Martins trying to go coast to coast through Mount Greylock players. Nice move by... Oh! Jeepers creepers. That was a collision if I've ever seen one. As Pope Francis now will try to make the play again. As that's a good pass there from Greylock. Here they come down the field. It's been good scoring chances at both ends here to end this first half. I believe that'll still be Greylock possession. 1 minute remaining. 1 minute remaining. Cardinals. Again, trying to move it up. Eboso can't do anything. 1 minute remaining, as you heard from the random guy in the PA system. Lansky. Trying to move it up through Troy. Cardinals trying to move it up again. Pope Francis trying to move it around. Tick, tick, tick says the time. Running out of time in this first half. That will just about put a close on it of this first half. So 0-0, these teams even in that first half. And that will do it. So, at the end of one half, Pope Francis, 0. Mount Greylock, 0. Coming up, got the halftime show, ladies and gentlemen. Stay tuned. Pope Prep. You know the drill. This is where the champions are made. And as my friend Nick Bertelli would say, this is where the champions are made. Did I say that twice? I don't know. Champions play, champions are made. Sounds like the same thing to me. Coming up, more Pope Francis soccer. Stay tuned. We'll be back in a flash. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. Our score at halftime, 0 for the visiting Mount Greylock, 0 for the Pope Francis Cardinals. Thus far, it's been a close game. I mean, Mount Greylock, with their 2-3-2 record, have been pretty good thus far. I mean, they've not shown many signs of flaws. Cardinals have had their opportunities, just yet to stuff one in the back of the net. It'll be an interesting second half to see for sure. Coming up, we got the second half. That's all coming up, folks. Stay tuned. Pope Prep. We'll be back in a flash. And we'd like to remind our fans that this upcoming Friday will be our next game, and following that Friday game will be a movie night. So it'll be a 2-for-1 special. Make sure to come by and support your Cardinals. Coming up, second half. Stay tuned. Pope Prep. We'll be back in a flash. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. We are ready to begin the second half now. Greylock, Pope Francis, 0-0. The tie, and we are ready to go. Second half action set to begin. Cardinals now moving right to left. Mount Greylock moving from left to right. Interesting story notes to follow in this game. Cardinals, they've come out with speed, playing well, moving it fastly, but just no opportunities to score thus far, as Mount Greylock has shut the door, led by their goaltender, their keeper, Dan Warren, who has made some nice saves tonight. But on the other side, it's been Alberto Trulio, the Trulio Show, as we like to say here on Pope Prep. He has shut the door as well on Mount Greylock. So Greylock, despite their 2-3-2 record, they've come in here looking to get back to 500, trying to make some plays, and playing good indeed. Or at least in the win-loss category, trying to get back to 500. As Pope Francis now will try to move it up to Cody Martins. Goes past him. Orszlak will try to help him out. Goes back to Martins again. But before Martins can do anything else, it's offsides. As the flag went up. Andy trying to find Martins. Here's Cody. Andy, and just another header. And it's a break here from Mount Greylock. Got to look out as Roy will just clear it away. So Cardinals, nice effort there to get back. I believe it's going to be a throw-in coming in here from Mount Greylock. Pope Francis trying to make a play. Greylock and a shot and a save made by Trulio. Rebound goes right out. Chaos in the crease. A shot. Oh, and that one went off the side of the net. Man, oh man. Good chances there for Mount Greylock. Scary hours for Pope Francis. Pope Francis again, trying to move it up. Here's Martins. Martins trying to move it up to Russ. Here's Russ. A shot. Oh, off the side of the net. Oh, man. Dan Warren went flying in the air. Tried to make that save, but the side of the net did it for him. So he'll have a bruised ribs tomorrow when he wakes up, and it'll be all worthless because it just went off the side of the net. Pope Francis now. Trying to move it up again. Here's Andy. Cam trying to help him out. I believe the Cardinals just scored in the JV field as well. So 2-for-1 special if you're in attendance right now. So Cardinals winning on both sides. That'd be nice. Varsity's got to pick it up now. Here's Cody Martins. Martins has got it. Trying to move it up. Trammell, a shot. Oh, just over the net. So, Trammell with a nice scoring chance, but it was just over the net. There's Russ. Russ trying to move it up to Cody. Cody left side. He's going to have to charge up there to get it, but it'll roll out of bounds. Greylock now will kick it deep and high as Wolanski will try to get there. There's Wolanski. Wolanski trying to move up to Roy. Russ trying to get there, trying to make the play. But it will eventually roll out of bounds, but not for long as Greylock's able to keep it in, but then again, it goes out of bounds right away afterwards onto the track indeed. So, 0-0, about 5 minutes through the second half. Cardinals trying to get on the scoreboard. Pope Francis will throw it in. Finding Trammell. Here's Jack Trammell. Russ. Russ has got it. Trying to move it up to Trammell. Here's Trammell. He's going to have to fight through Mount Greylock to do it. Here's Trammell shaking and baking, trying to find Russ in the middle of the box there, but the clear out was made by Greylock. It'll be another corner coming in for Pope Francis. It'll be the 6th of the game for Ryan Davis. Davis just kicking it in, trying to do something. It'll roll out of bounds again. 7th corner maybe coming up here for Pope. May just pass it into Trammell. We'll see. Oh, I think he's going to go back here. Davis, a corner and a shot. That'll deflect away. And it goes right to Cody Martins. Martins, a sky-stripping shot, and a save is made there by Dan Warner. Excuse me, Dan Warren. Beg your pardon. Sorry to Mr. Dan for completely mispronouncing his last name. Here comes Pope Francis. It's Orzelak. Throwing coming in for Pope Francis, or excuse me, great. Mr. Jeffrey, remote day's getting to my head. You know, that pep rally on Friday may have gotten to me too. My voice kind of went there. I'll probably never have the same voice as I did before that pep rally because I was screaming and running and shouting. Tiring day on Friday, but well worth it because it was Friday Fun Day. You know. As we roll on here at Pope Francis, it's Rich Roy. Roy's got it up to Cam. Here's Cam Vidovelli, a shot, and a save's made again. Warren has been spectacular for Greylock. Deep kick as well. Cardinals will try to find it. Here's Ondrick. Ondrick's got it. Ondrick over to Trammell. Jack Trammell. Trying to move it up somehow, some way, but Greylock will eventually make the play. Cardinals will get it back, however. Trulio. Trulio will airborne this ball to about the 50, not before Greylock will take it. A couple of headers. And a boot. That one's heading on the JV field, though. Some inexperience playing in there for Greylock. Not sure what that was heading out of bounds, but Rich Roy trying to move it up to Trammell. Not for long, however. Greylock. Mounties got it. Do they? They do. But just barely as Ryan Davis gave him a nice presence, and he'll take a taste of the turf, too. He got sideswiped onto the taste of the turf, too. Juice. Here's Trammell. Trammell trying to move it up to Martins. Martins has got it over to Davis. Here's Ryan Davis. Back to Martins. Cody Martins twisting and turning and trying to make a play. Shoves a man in the turf. Yum, says the turf. Just quickly said the turf there. As that ball will roll out of bounds. Wolanski will take it, and it'll be a Roy throw-in. Airborne kick. And he's got it. Moving it up to Orzelak. Here's Joe. Moving it back to Ondrick. Subs coming in and out for the Mounties. Coming in and out. Wolanski. Mounties just trying to move it up a bit. They can't for long. But again, they've got it. So it's been a game of turnovers as now the Mounties will try to take it. Trulio's going to have to come way out of his goal. Look out. He's going to get beat. Oh, but the shot goes under the snack shack. Jason Reiser getting prepared to come in. See who's going to come off. You wonder who? It'll be Mike Wolanski. Okay. Coming into the game for your Pope Francis Cardinals, number 22, Jason Reiser. Coming off for your Pope Francis Cardinals, number 9, Mike Wolanski. So Reiser will get the plus. Wolanski will get the minus. Green for Reiser, red for Wolanski. As I like to do in the fancy soccer games, as you're on Pope Rep, we just tell you straight up. Russ, Be nasty, be Ruz. Trying to move it up to Rich Roy. Roy trying to do something, but before he can, it's quickly picked off by Mount Greylock. But instead, Pope will try to give it an effort, and Big A going to have to get through him first. Greylock here, a shot. Ooh, just to the right of the net. Now Greylock bench in disbelief that that one did not go in, but oh well for them. Greylock trying to move it up, but they move it right up to the Big A. And Andy will move it up to Berto. Berto tries to hit Andy, but that one sails over his head. Throwing coming in now for Mount Greylock. Cardinals trying to make a play. Termel tried to do just that, but did go out of bounds. It'll be a goal kick coming in for Pope Francis. Russ will take it. Russ trying to get Greylock caught off guard as Davis will try to take it. Here's Davis. Davis has got it around midfield. Cardinals trying to move it up. Orzalak, but before he can, quickly taken out of bounds by Greylock. Andy will throw in. Hits Cody Martins. Here's Martins. Martins just trying to move it up the field. Slowly but surely cannot. And he tried to move it in again. It will go out of bounds. And it will be Greylock. It'll be a Mount Greylock throw-in. Can't have to get my wording right. Jeepers creeps. This remote day is catching up to me, Mr. Jeffrey. It's caught up to me already. It's just taking overtime. Working overtime right now. Just living in my head rent-free, you know? Greylock trying to move it up. Cannot. The big red machine of the Cardinal defense has been in their way for most of the game. There's Berto. Berto's got it. Moving it up to Trammell. There's Jack Trammell. Trammell trying to move it up once again. Here's Orzalak. Orzalak trying to cross it to the middle, trying to hit Jason Reiser. Cannot. Greylock again trying to move it up. Russ getting in the way. Here's Bryce Russ. Can't do much. Andy trying to help out. Over to Andrick it goes. Andrick's got it. Over to Davis. There's Davis. Over to Martins. Here's Cody. Cody doing a spin around. Moving it up the right side. Not for long. As Trammell will drop down to him. He'll try to take it. Here comes Pope Francis again. Itavelli. Trying to make the play. Be a foot race here between Andrick and the Mount Greylock player, but Andrick just too big and too powerful as he tries to kick it up to Vitavelli, but it winds up on the quick to Mount Greylock. They try to get through Rich Roy, but Rich Roy says, eh. Pope possession. Trammell will kick it in. Takes a weird and funny bounce, but it goes right to Martins, but doesn't have it for long. As Warren will cover up. 23 and change left to go in this one. Here's Trammell trying to move it up to Davis. Here's Ryan Davis. Davis moving it in the Martins. Here's Cody. Cody. Oh, he takes a tumble onto the turf there. I think he lost something here on that turf. I wonder what that was, but we'll move on, as Martins now will have to pick it up. He hit the turf so hard that he actually lost something on the turf. I think it might be his cleat, his little, yep. So it's the brace and the sock. And the Cardinals now will try to do something on the defensive side, trying to brew something and get it going on the offensive side. As Riser will try to move it up to Cam. Here's Cam Vitavelli. Vito trying to move it up to Martins. Martins, tried to do something and do more damage with Vito. Not much there was to be had as Orzelak. Orzelak will try to take it. Here's Riser. Riser up to Trammell. Here's Jack Trammell. Trying to hit Cam Vitavelli. So that one will eventually roll out of bounds.
Substitution for your Pope Francis Cardinals. Coming into the game, number 14, Jonathan Gonsalves. Coming out of the game, number 22, Jason Riser.
Greylock trying to move it in. Goes off the chest of Martins. Martins moving in to Orzelak. There's Trammell. Trammell trying to find Vito. Here's Cam. Wondering what happened to Ryan Vitavelli. I believe he got hurt in the last game or over the weekend, and he will not be playing for a little while, according to Coach Mark Richards. Here's Martins. Martins a shot. Ooh, just to the left of the goal. Greylock will kick it in. Orzelak back to Trammell. Trammell trying to get there to Davis. Here's Ryan Davis. Roy trying to make the play, cannot. But now instead, Francis will have to get back on the defensive side as Andrick will just clear it away. Corner coming in from Mount Greylock. Could be a huge point in this game if they could put it in. Kick. It's high and deep. They got a chance and they put it in. Oh, man. Crisis in Popeland. I repeat, crisis in Popeland. Oh, no. Mount Greylock puts it in. Just like that, they lead 1-0. They score, and just like that, 1-0 in favor of Mount Greylock. So 1-0, Mount Greylock leads. Man, oh man, pressure, the boiling point, it's heated right now. They're going to need something fast. Coming in for your Pope Francis Cardinals, number 9, Mike Wilansky. Coming off, number 11, Rich Roy. This game, Cardinals are going to need a bounce back. Remember the resilience. Remember the factors that we talked about with this Cardinal team. The never giving up, the believing part of this Pope Francis team. They need it now if they've ever needed it. 18:50. It's time that they have to make a play happen. And they're going to start with Gonzalez. Here's Gonzo moving around. Andrick's got it, moving it over to Trammell. Here's Jack. Jack over to Davis. Trammell's got it. Trammell just trying to do a shake and bake. Davis trying to do the slide tackle. Going to work out. Davis will try to find it again. It'll be a clear out now. Here comes a good chance here for Greylock again. They've got numbers. Greylock's going to have to cover it quickly up the middle of the field, but before they can, Russ will get there. Speed, the factor there. Bryce Russ, speed greater than Mount Greylock player. Pope's going to need a miracle now. I mean, it's maybe not be a miracle, but going to need a goal. 1-0 in case you're just joining us. Mount Greylock just scored about a minute ago. A heart puncher for Pope Francis there. So, looking to not fall into a 2-game skid of these Cardinals. They need a goal in order to not do that. As Dan Warren will try to kick it away. Here's Cody Martins. Martins trying to move it up. Here's Davis. Davis trying to find Vitavelli. Here's Cam Vitavelli. Gonzalez trying to help out in a shot. And Warren took down Gonzalez. Here's Davis. Davis trying to kick it in. Goes around. Cardinals trying to find it still. Andrick trying to get there. Cannot. It's been a lot of corner kicks, Mr. Jeffrey, tonight for Mr. Ryan Davis. I think this is his 9th from what I've counted on my score sheet. And down here in the broadcaster's notebook is Davis. We'll try to move it around the Gonzalez. Gonzalez will pop that one up in the air, and it sails over the net and behind the net. Well, if it were through the net, it would have gone in. But unfortunately, in this game, Cardinals, it's been a struggle to get any through the net. You know, if it went through the net, it would actually go through the net. Yeah. But Mr. Jeffrey is the man for a reason, ladies and gentlemen. The Pope Prep Productions team, led by Big D, Mr. Jeffrey himself. Cardinals trying to make a play, but before they can, here comes Mount Greylock. Russ, that will be a hanger up in the air, and Trulio will have to cover it and make the save. Here's the deep kick from Mr. Trulio. That one will hang up there for a few minutes. It'll finally come down. It'll be a Mount Greylock header, and they'll try to take it. So Mount Greylock here in the second half, it's been theirs thus far. Looking to steal a game on the visitors' turf. That would be tough to see, for sure. Greylock trying to stuff it in somehow, but it will roll out of bounds. And Trammell getting ready to come into the game for Pope Francis again. So it's been a new blood show for Pope Francis. As trying out many different options as Coach Mark Richards after the painful loss to Longmeadow. Trying to get back on the winning side here, but it's been tough. Mount Greylock has had the opportunities. As that corner goes just wide. Pope now trying to move it up. Here comes Greylock. Come on, Red, let's go. That's what everyone's saying right now here in the stadium. Or not the stadium, on the turf. We gotta came up with a name for this place, Mr. Jeffrey. It should be like Cardinal Stadium or Cardinal Place. Like something like that. I'm gonna propose that to administration. Meanwhile, on the field, Cardinals trying to find it, and Andrick trying to. But before he can, Trulio will just cover up to make the save. And a trying to make the play, but before he can, it's a mishap. And Greylock will try to do something up the field. Here they come, but not for long, as Jack Trammell will try to move it up to Martins. Here's Cody, dancing and prancing and shaking and baking and trying to hit it up to Orszalak. Here's Joe Orszalak. Orszalak trying to move it up to Davis. Davis trying to find Martins again. Martins over to Trammell. Trammell over to Martins. Martins trying to move it up. Cody's got it. Cody trying to move it into Andrick. Ooh, and that was a scary collision there as Andy. Oh, that was a scary collision there, but Mount Greylock, two of their players ran into each other and got the duo special. As Trammell hits the turf as well. Oh my goodness gracious, the turf is out in this second half. At least in this 12th minute of the second half. It's out to get Mount Greylock. The two Mount Greylock players just ran into each other. Doish! Said the turf. That was the double-decker onto the turf. Substitutions will come in now. Owen Trammell will come in for Pope. And coming off is Andy Ferreira. Coming in for your Pope Francis Cardinals, number 3, Owen Trammell. Coming off, number 17, Andrew Ferreira. Andy appears to be in a bit of pain, and he'll take a seat on the bench. Coming in for your Pope Francis Cardinals, number 8, Sam Graham. Coming off, number 21, Kana Andrick. So good effort from Andrick. He'll come off as well, and Sam Graham will come in to take his spot. So the Cardinals now are going to need some speed, and they're going to need something to happen their way. Going to need a break. 1-0 is the lead for Mount Greylock. Cardinals need to get back here. They don't want to go on a skid. That's been the number one concern of the players this far. As Russ will take it now. Here's Bryce Russ. There's B. Russ. There's Orszalak. Orszalak trying to move it in. Can't for long. As now Orszalak trying to move it in again. Vitavelli. Vitavelli trying to do a bicycle kick in the Gonzales, but oh man, went just past him. That would have been the goal of the year for John, but went just past him. He tried la bicicleta, as my friends in Spain like to say, but unfortunately for Mr. Gonzales, it was a big whiff. Gonzales trying to make an impression. He certainly did. Showing these coaches what he's got. As Trammell will try to take it. Trammell, again, trying to help him out. Here's Wolanski. Wolanski into Russ. Trammell trying to move it up. Here's Orszalak. Joe Orszalak has got it. He takes a taste of the turf. No call. Owen Trammell trying to keep it in. Yep, it'll be going the way of Pope Francis. Pope Francis. Less than 9 minutes, or excuse me, less than 10 minutes remaining now. Davis. Davis has got it. Davis over to Trammell. Trammell. Nice pass up to Orszalak. Here's Cody Martins. Martins a shot. Blocked by Mount Greylock. They may want to take it the other way, but they'll just clear it out. Trulio's got to hurry up here as Greylock's going to come in, trying to make a play. Right side, he'll try to move it up to Sam Graham, but that will just roll. Thought it went out of bounds. Yep, that'll be Pope Francis' possession. Oh, did it go out of bounds? Who knows? Davis. Davis now trying to move it up to Gonzales. He'll take a sliding taste of the turf. As that's a good pass there from Greylock as they try to do something here, trying to add on and giving themselves an insurance goal and maybe even the dagger. As they'll try to cross it in between as Russ makes the head here and tries to make the save and try to help out Trulio, but Greylock will take it again. Greylock a shot here. That one didn't go through the field goal post. I think it did. Kick's good. Timeout will be taken now by Coach Mark Richards. So Pope Francis will reconvene. Their first timeout of the night is used at the 8:45 mark in this game. Coming up at the rest of this game, a heart-pounding finish is on the way, ladies and gentlemen. Stay tuned. Pope Prep will be back in a flash. Goal kick coming in here for Pope Francis. So we tried to put on some music here during the timeout, but unfortunately it was quickly turned away by the Pope Francis players. They were like, no, turn it off. We want to hear what our coach is saying during the timeout. But we understand that. Mark Richards has some important things to say. We want to make sure he hears those important things, or at least the players do. As Orzelak now will take it. 8 and change left to go in this game. 1-0 Mount Greylock leads. Cardinals going to need something to go their way. And, ladies and gentlemen, the UFC Fight Night 276 is back on. Cardinals and Greylock going at it from the Steel Chamber. Greylock thus far have run the Cardinals into that fence one time. Cardinals looking to do the same to Greylock. As Davis will take the free kick. Davis, corner, shot. Did it go in? Yes! Jonathan Gonsalves! Yes! There we go, ladies and gentlemen. Gonsalves putting it in for Pope Francis, and just like that, it's 1-1. And Pope Francis, just like that, ties this game up, thanks to Jonathan Gonsalves. Gonsalves can do it all, ladies and gentlemen. And just like that, at the 7:38 mark, Pope Francis ties this game up. Cardinals goal scored by number 14, Jonathan Gonsalves. Time of the goal, 7 minutes, 38 seconds. Jonathan Gonsalves. John Gonsalves putting it in the work, and he's getting the attention now. So tried that bicycle kick earlier in the game, and just like that, the sophomore sensation puts it in again for Pope Francis, and just like that, the resilience, the fortitude that we were talking about today is showing up now for these Cardinals. Tie game with 6:56 to go. Gonsalves on defense has scored for the Cardinals. That has been the tying factor in this one. For those who didn't understand that, Mr. Jeffrey has a point. Jonathan Gonsalves playing on defense. They moved him up to offense for that corner kick, or that free kick, excuse me, by Mr. Davis. So the Davis kicking, the corner kick man, the kick specialist man. That's what we should call him now. Tying this game up with the help of Jonathan Gonsalves. So the sophomores can do it all. And they can put Pope Francis back here in this one, and they just have. Orsolak trying to move it in again. Cardinals got to move it out. Gonsalves gave it right back to Greylock. Cardinals again trying to move it out. Cardinals trying to move it in. Here's Wolanski, but it'll roll out of bounds before he can. It'll be going the way of Pope Francis. Here's Vito. Vito trying to hit Dias. Can't for long. Here's Martins. Martin just trying to move it up. Here's Davis. Davis trying to move it in. Termel. Termel trying to move it in. Cardinals trying to take the lead in this one. Gonsalves tied it up. Cardinals now trying to get his back and give themselves the lead and get off the losing side of things. Orsolak. Got it for not for long. And now Termel will take it. Owen Termel, the slice and the dice up to Cody Martins. Martins trying to move it up before he can. Substitution coming in. Connor Ondrick will come in for Pope Francis. Coming off, it'll be number 2, Nick Dias. Coming in for your Pope Francis Cardinals, number 21, Connor Ondrick. Coming off, number 2, Nick Dias. Here's Owen Termel. Owen Termel's got it. Back over to Russ. Russ back over to Jack Termel. Jack Termel over to Orsolak. Orsolak. Moving it into Davis. Ryan Davis. Cardinals trying to move it around as Cody Martins makes a man taste the turf. And taste that yellow wine down there on the turf. So it won't be green turf. It'll be the yellow, blue, and green special. Yum, yum. The color. So it'll be it will be another corner. Cardinals again trying to take the lead. 1-1 tie, trying to beat the 2-3-2 Mount Greylock. Corner coming in. Shot. Rolls back. Here come the Cardinals. Here's Owen Termel. Davis will just try to kick it in again. Cardinals trying to find it. Gonsalves maybe want to add another. Wolanski trying to fire. And it goes just left of the goal. There's Termel. Termel trying to do something. Davis gets taken down in the turf. Termel will take it again. Trying to find Cam Vitavelli. Here's Cam Vitavelli. He gets taken down. Looking for a whistle as Pope Francis. They're not going to get one. Cardinals in disbelief right now. How did they not get a call? Incredible. And now Wolanski will have to get back. 1:58 left to go in this game. Cardinals not trying to end this game in a tie. Trying to win this game on home turf. Cardinals now will have to throw it in and move quickly. 1:50 to go. Cardinals now trying to move it up the field. Mount Greylock trying to get it instead. Gonsalves moving it up. Here comes Jack Termel. Here's Jack Termel. Termel trying to cross it. Oh, and the cover-up is made eventually by Dan Warren. Cardinals trying to tell everyone to come up. 1:30 to go in this one. Will it be a free kick? I think they awarded them a free kick. Okay, so it'll be a free kick. Davis will take it. 1:22 to go. Trulio will come up near the 30. Free kick coming in from Davis. They fire it in. A shot. And the save. And the cover-up is eventually made by Dan Warren. So Warren will cover up. About 1 minute to go. 1 minute remaining. 1 minute remaining. Here's Wolanski. Ooh, shoves a man in the turf there. Time is ticking. Tick, tick, tick says the time. If the Cardinals want to win, they've got to move fast. Trulio now will try to take it. But before he can, a timeout will be called by Mount Greylock. Clock will stop. 44.8 seconds left to go. Cardinals, they want something to happen. They're going to have to make it happen quick. Coming up, got the rest of the 45 seconds of this game. Then it'll be Cardinal post-game time. So for our Cardinal post-game, we'll bring it to you. Give you our instant reaction and thoughts from today's game. And we'll look forward to Friday's game. It's all coming up. Stay tuned. We'll be back in a flash. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. We got a corner coming in. Corner coming in from Mount Greylock. Trying to take the lead at Pope Francis. 44.8 seconds left to go. Cardinals trying to survive. Greylock, kick. Turned away by Trammell. Trammell over to Davis. Davis will just kick it out. Greylock will have the opportunity to get some more action coming in. 35 seconds and change left to go. Davis trying to make a play. Headers are on the horn. Trammell. Jack Trammell's got it. Yep, here comes Jack Trammell. Cardinals are going to want everybody up. They got to move quick. 23 seconds left to go. Trammell will just fire a blitz, but the save will eventually be made by Dan Warren. So 16 seconds left to go. Warren will just fire a goal kick deep into the Cardinals zone, trying to get the Cardinals back. This game may end in a tie. 10 seconds left to go. Less than that now. 5 seconds. 4, 3, 2, and 1. So this game will end in a tie. So that'll do it. 1-1, we end this game. So coming up, ladies and gentlemen, we got the Cardinal post game. So it's a good game for both sides. And that does it. So, for all of our great crew, Mr. Jeffrey on site with me today, AJ Gonzalez, voice of the Cardinals, saying so long from Springfield. We're coming back in just a flash for station identification. We'll be back for the post game in just a minute. Stay tuned. Pope Prep. We'll be back in a minute. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. Cardinal postgame. We're underway. AJ Gonzalez, voice of the Cardinals, live on site for you for this postgame. Good game here today for the Cardinals. Players who definitely stood out. Number one, Jonathan Gonzalez scoring the goal today. The one goal for Pope Francis. Even attempted a bicycle kick. Just whiffed on that opportunity, but he came close to it at the end of the day. Cardinals, however, they tied Mount Greylock today. Mount Greylock came in a nice plan out of the gate. They struck first, and then Gonzalez had to strike back for Pope Francis, as the Cardinals now meeting around the 35 to 40-yard line. And Pope Francis now will have the opportunity to rest a bit and look forward to Friday's game. So Friday, it's a doubleheader for the Pope Francis athletes, as boys soccer will play versus Southwick here on the turf, the big turf that is. So it'll be Cardinals versus Southwick, or that was today. I'm just off. Oh, wait a minute. That's Cardinals versus Southwick on Friday. Again, Mr. Jeffrey, the Wednesday remote day. You know, it's the usual. I'll be much more ready and prepared to go for Friday's game. Cardinals today, it was a good effort, but it just wasn't enough. Mount Greylock 2-3-2. We'll move to 2-4-2 on the season. You know, the all I do is tie catchphrase now will belong to Mount Greylock. 4 ties for the season. Man, it's been close games for them. Cardinals now going to need a bounce back for Southwick. Varsity, only 4 o'clock will be the start time for that game. So, that just about does it from Pope Francis here this evening. For all of our great crew, Mr. Jeffrey on site, I'm AJ Gonzalez, the voice of the Pope Francis Cardinals, saying so long from Springfield. Final score, 1 for the visiting Mount Greylock and 1 for Pope Francis. So long, and we'll see you Friday right here from Springfield.